Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Friday sharing of Harmonize to Energize. We now have two sharings. We have the Wednesday and we have now the Friday. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're enjoying whatever you're being this week and beyond. As a brief introduction to those who are new to Harmonize to Energize, it is based on the principles of self-help as taught by Mary Burmeister when she brought the teachings of Jiro Murai from Japan to America back in the early 70s. And Jiro Murai experimented with the name. He called it the art of longevity, happiness, this, that, and the other. But ultimately, it is the art of harmonizing life energy, or chi or ki, as it enters the body in two specific places in the Jin Shin version. And we harmonize it by placing our hands on what we call safety energy locks, which allows, like locks in a canal, energy to move forward and remove obstacles that may be blocking their pathways. And I say forward because forward is actually circular clockwise, and it actually moves clockwise down the front of the body and clockwise up the back. Clockwise, in the understanding of metaphysics and physics, is positive energy, like a positive message. You're bringing that congruency, it's spiraling in the movement of planets around the sun. So, without further ado, let's practice what we love to do. And this week's practice is based on what we are digesting or not. And we'll look at the slides to show you the principles that we're going to work with today. Slides, where are you? I think you're coming to me. I can feel it. So, again, based on the flyers that I used to create somewhen and distribute and put on the website, experiencing Jin Shin Jyutsu, a little quote from Mary: self-change starts with self-study. And from her book, what Mary says, play the part of me, or moi, depending on which language you speak. In other words, being who you be, and it starts with your thoughts becoming your words, becoming your deeds. And in Jin Shin Jyutsu, that translates as bus line energy coalescing to waistline energy, coalescing to hip line energy. So there's this transference of a message from your soul level, which the mind begins to process and distributes to the actual creation of something which is embodied, heaven to earth, if you like. And there are many reasons why we don't always get our heaven to process through those three levels and become earthed, become grounded, becoming who we be. And we have some practices here which will help that become more of a reality. And the first one is holding the thumb, left or right. And I always say when we do fingers, and this is perfectly up to you as well, it's precisely how I work, but I suggest as you explore fingers, you move around the sides as well as the front and the back. You can hold the finger or thumb in one foul swoop like that. I mean foul as in bird, foul swoop like this. Or you can do a bit of investigation. The sides represent the organ functions such as spleen and stomach, which govern the first depth, which is also harmonized through the thumb. We then have the 15s, which is the midpoint when we're exhaling and inhaling that the energy needs to go through. It's a bridge where the regeneration flows amongst others, but importantly, the regeneration flows need to move through congruently. 15s. And then the 22s, which behooves us to examine or experience the 144,000 special function energy of the body. If this area isn't open, we cannot breathe out fully or inhale, and we cannot activate all those 144,000 special functions, which I don't know what they are, because I don't think I've ever seen it written down. But nonetheless, when the breath is blocked, they cannot activate, and your body may be less than congruent with your thoughts, words, and deeds. And then finally, the hug, which we will give ourselves. The thumb actually is holding those 22s again, but in addition, it's holding the 26 here, all complete, side of the shoulder blade, which is actually a small intestine point. And the small intestine point, as you know, is part of the digestive system too. So we're digesting thoughts, words, and deeds to bring into form that which we desire in the most harmonious way. Get it? If you don't, it's okay. Just exhale. Because the more you let go of what you don't know, the more you realize you do. So, with that, and without further ado, let's just become it. We're going to do 4 sets of 9 breaths, which add up to 36, wouldn't you know, on each of those practices. And like I said, you can choose the left or the right thumb to start with to hold. And going back to how we exhale down the front and up the back, we exhale from the 4s, the window that lets in more light. We're going to have as much light as possible, because that big breath that we're letting in is in fact a high dimensional frequency of light. I don't know which particular frequency of the rainbow it is, but it's a higher dimension of light than it is when it reaches the earth. So it goes through different shades. We go through 4 to the 15 in the waist, to the big toe, which is the 7, 4, 15, 7, which is man's best friend, DOG, to man's best friend, GOD. DOG to GOD. And that simply is the relationship of the numbers to the alphabet, the 4th letter being G, 15th being O, and back to D, the 7th. Let's get this right. The 4th is D. So let us begin and let us breathe out. Holding left or right thumb. I would place it in your center 15, which is the pubic bone, the halfway house, in order to release the bridge. Here we go. Close eyes to remove any extraneous sensations. No particular way of exhaling, inhale, i.e. through the nose, through the mouth. What is most comfortable to you? And the practice is to let go in order to grow. So let go, drop the shoulders, exhale, smile. Allow the fullness of the light to come in through the pores. And down. And as you breathe out, all the toxins, dirt, dust, and greasy grime releases. Goes through the 15 to the 7, which is that G, then turns around, connecting fully to the earth first, and see if you can feel that connection. And then reversing, regenerating, coming up the back, up the spine, through the energy centers, back to the window, the window, to bring in more light. 8 more times. Here we go. Maybe you see the light or maybe you don't. It doesn't matter. But it's the light, the big breath of life, that is doing the removal of blockages in the energy pathways, healing and transforming those thoughts, words, and deeds. It's false illusions appearing real that actually prevent us from becoming and fully digesting life. False evidences, Mary called it. Fear. We get caught around the waistline. We churn over our thoughts, and instead of allowing them to become, we overanalyze, process. I'm not saying that discernment isn't necessary, but there is a point where you just surrender and allow the breath to guide you. Oof. It's like a torch gets turned on in the head, and then the light shines down through us, cleaning us out and up. It's beautiful. It's real. And there's possibly never been a time when we've needed to shine our lights more brightly. So we let go of worry, fear, anger, sadness, trying to. They all block our digestion. You let them go. All those false evidences. And we bring in the refreshing energy of the cosmos that supports us from heaven and earth, from head to toe, skin to bone, and helps us stay grounded in the now. Staying still amidst the crashing and breaking worlds, which happens all the time anyway. It's just that these days we get to hear more about it. But the breaking down in order to bring the new, the generation operation destroying of the universe, is a dance that continues. In the Indian tradition, they call it the dance of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And it is what it is, and as it is. So be it. Amen, 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 amen. Human. And not ignoring the female form. It's one. So, the second practice is holding the 15s, bringing joy and laughter from heaven to earth. Place your hands in your 15s, back of your hands, front of your hands, thumbs, fingers, whichever's comfortable for you. And we'll do the second set of exhalation, inhalation 9 times. Close eyes. Here we go. Keep your back as straight as possible. Feel the light spiraling down. Help it by focusing maybe down further into your abdomen and then to your feet. Help it move down. And then allow it, as you receive the breath, to come back up. Allow the light to be as a lantern, to shine through every cell in your body, allowing the cells to exhale, inhale, healing, transforming, re-establishing your blueprint, which is the etheric representation of you or the soul. And the soul, from what I can tell, is a beautiful golden light being representing you. It is you. It looks like you, but it's all golden, sparkly like tinsel. All right, as you come to the 9th exhalation, inhalation, just sit with that experience. See where you are. Feel where you are. Jin Shin Jyutsu is also known as an art of compassion. We feel the compassion through our heart, through the soul. But if our heart is blocked, we cannot feel the compassion. So we allow the light to heal that, so that we can expand, become bigger versions of our soul, and radiate our light into the world. Okay, the third practice of the 9 exhalation inhalations is the 22s. And they're just under the shoulder girdle. Every safety energy lock is the size of the width of each of your individual palms. You can place your hands like that. You can cross them over. Put your thumbs there. And let's begin. Exhale. Down from the 4s through the 15s to the 7. Back up through 7, 15, 2, which is the whole pelvic girdle, by the way. Bringing that joy and laughter and happiness and that harmony into our being. 8 more times. Here we go. And when you're feeling concerned, anxious, you can hold those 22s to help you just release that experience through your bust line, through the waistline, to the hip line, to the earth. Mother Nature, never turn your back on Mother Earth. She's there to support and love you and show you compassion. We just have to be aware. One day, I believe, we'll be able to bring all the love in the world and beyond through us to this planet and beyond, continuously. All the love in the world you can bring. It's there. It's within you, without you. As good old George Harrison once said, that inner light that he also sang, without going out of your door, without looking out of your window, you can know all things in heaven, and I would add, and earth. It's you. You are it, and as it is, it always has been, always will be. You are the little light, the little wave on the ocean, the big light. Draw in the big light and let go of that which blocks it. All right, the last set of 9 exhalation inhalations, the hug. Thumbs under the girdle, fingers on the shoulder blade, small intestine area and lung. Often we overthink the perfectionist mentality, right? Practice can make progress. Perfection is possibly, if at all, in the universal soul. We just have to align ourselves with that. Don't get caught up with thinking I can't be this until I've been that. Just be it. Breathe out. Feel Mother Earth connecting you to the ground beneath. Feel your toes just riveted to the earth. Drawing in the cosmic purified energy through your feet up the back. Cleansing, purifying, transforming. And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. What does that mean? Become one with the love. Take from the cosmos and give it back. Make something of it is how I would interpret that. All right. Just remain within the dimension frequency that you find yourself now, 36 breaths away from where you began. You are likely to be different than then. And just allow it to continue into your daily activities. Allow it to expand and grow. So thank you. That's beautiful, people. Now I just want to give you all a little near and peer of what's happening in the Jin Shin Jyutsu world. And I have to stop and put this screen share on. Oh, that's right down the bottom. Okay, here we are, the Jin Shin website, jsjinc.net. Online events. This class that Jill was due to present last Saturday has been postponed, but the date is going to change from the 4th as well. So hang on in there if you were thinking to sign up, because that's on Labor Day weekend, so she's going to change that date. Carrying on today are the organic conversations with JSJ instructors Sarah Harper, Maria Miniello, and Jill Pasquinelli. All the information is there, offered in a series of 8 classes, and that you can register for. And then beginning on September the 17th, the 9 months of creation, the story of our origins with Anita Willoughby. Who are we? What is our beginning? How do we grow? September 17th, 18th, 19th. Register today. Your organizers are Deanna Nikaido and Justin McClure. Justin McClure. That's right, that's an old joke. And if Justin's watching, that's not meant to be a jab at you. It's a British joke. If you've missed any of these offerings, you can look here on the link and it'll give you the opportunity to purchase replays. And now, without any further ado, let's have a quick look at how what I've been doing is developing, with your support, the Harmonize to Energize and the story time. All the information is here. If you click on the online events and go there, all the information is there. And basically, we saw the mystery guest on Wednesday, which you all realized fairly quickly was Kelly Mount. Anyway, she brought to the table 2 wonderful, inspiring stories and had some slides to show you all about the opposite fingers and toes and how it helped into different situations, quite intense situations actually. But that's all power to the fingers, the generators, and the toes, the regenerators. So each week there'll be a mystery guest on Wednesdays, 2 o'clock New York time. So we're looking forward to the next mystery guest, who I'm not going to tell you. Be there to find out, to breathe out and breathe in and experience whatever is being offered, and maybe you can learn from it something that will help you as a practitioner, as a budding practitioner, as an experienced practitioner. Remember, beginner's mind. We can always learn from something or somebody else if we're open. So stay open with healthy boundaries, in that there are things happening around the world which will impact our life and may attempt to impede our progress, but we've got our fingers and we've got the flows and the holds, which we just practiced. Exhale, drop your shoulders, smile, allow the universal source energy to meld with your individual soul, your individual light, and burn through the blockages which, through many, many circumstances, have formed themselves in energy pathways, within organ pathways in your body. And the bottom of all that, as Mary would say, is normally an attitude, especially if that transformation doesn't happen quickly. So it's one of the attitudes, perhaps. Fear is the biggest. false evidence appearing real. That'll stop you moving forward. Breathe through it. Oh, I was using the pointer finger, telling you what to do. Breathe through it. All right, my friends, thank you again for coming here today to be with everybody, to share Harmonize to Energize. Look forward to seeing those of you that join us on Wednesday for the mystery guest, sharing stories. And again, if you have stories to offer, please send them to me, info@jsjinc.com. Here it goes, info@jsjinc.com. And don't be too concerned if I don't get back to you straight away. I get pulled away to different things, and I can't always get back straight away. But be assured, if your email arrived, perhaps I better let you know that your email at least arrived. But I'll look at them all, I'll read through them all, and we'll offer as many stories as we can in a balanced way for all of you to learn, including me. All right. Have a wonderful rest of the day, weekend, till whenever we meet again. From my heart to your heart. Take care. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Cheerio. Bye-bye.